When passion for cooking becomes an art form. Subscribe to Cooking and Travel by Dr. Papori Barooah.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today it's a combined sort of a recipe that we are trying to make, and I'm going to show before you how we make pav bhaji at home. Pav bhaji without any use of pav bhaji masala. Now whenever I talk about pav bhaji, the one person that comes to my head is Virat Gokhale uncle, who had introduced to me a long time back, say around 10-15 years back, when we were there in Mumbai to meet him, and he introduced us to this spicy and delicious dish called pav bhaji. So let's try and make pav bhaji at home today and try to make it as tasty as we had it. So these are the ingredients of a special dinner we want to have today. It is a dinner of pav bhaji. Now, I would just like to introduce the ingredients for the pav bhaji today. Here we have boiled, say, around 7 big potatoes in water and salt. Just 3 or 4 whistles, so they are not very mushy. Here I have around 5 big tomatoes chopped very thin, 1 big onion chopped thin, 1 capsicum chopped into very small pieces there, and quite a lot of coriander leaves. From that, I'll also need a cup of green peas, some kasuri methi, here around 1 teaspoon of kasuri methi, 2 big tablespoons of butter. You need a lot of butter in this particular dish to make it real tasty. 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, just a pinch of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder, then 1.5 teaspoon of coriander powder, 2.5 teaspoons of cumin powder, and haldi powder or turmeric powder, around 1.5 teaspoons of turmeric powder. Now let's get going, and we're going to show you how we make the bhaji for the pav here in our house. The pan is heated up. We're just dropping 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil, and now goes in the butter. Okay, now 1 and the second tablespoon of butter goes in, and we're just waiting for it to melt. Now one by one we are dropping in. First of all, the tomatoes go in. Okay. We're going to fry the tomatoes for some time till they're a little fried there. We'll keep it on high flame. Without waiting for long, we are just putting in the potatoes now, boiled potatoes, and trying to mix them together. Next goes in the green peas there. All of them go in almost at the same time, and I'm going to stir and mix everything together. This will take 2-3 minutes so that everything cooks up properly. And now we're just putting in the required amount of salt according to your taste. So after stirring for almost 2 minutes, we are putting in 1 cup of water, normal water. Now it's getting its first boil there. We're going to cover and cook for 10 minutes on medium flame. Okay, after 10 minutes, this is how the mixture looks there. The water is dried up, and the first thing we need to do now is to mash up the entire stuff there. So with a masher, mash up the whole thing. Reduce the heat to the minimal and mash up in the karai itself. Now we'll drop in, first of all, the Kashmiri red chili powder, not the entire thing, just half of it. And again the haldi powder there, that also just half of it, and the cumin powder, this is also half of it. We're leaving some for the next time. Alright, and of course the coriander powder. We are still preserving some for the next time, as you can see that. So now we are going to mash up the entire thing. Now before that, we're also giving the kasuri methi, some part of it, still retaining a few, some more, and The next thing that goes in, coriander leaves there. Fresh coriander leaves there. This is now going to be mashed properly, mixed together with the mash. In fact, give a very, very nice mix so that everything mixes into one another. It's very important for the masalas to mix up, because here we are making pav bhaji without pav bhaji masala. So you're using things which are available at home, ingredients that are available at home. So the mashing needs to be, and the mixing needs to be done very, very well. Now you can see the color has changed because of the masalas that have gone in. So that way, completely and thoroughly we need to mix up the masalas and the mashed up. We are again trying to mash up the remaining lumps that might be there, and we are waiting for the entire mixture to actually dry out a bit and stick on perhaps the bottom of the pan, and then we'll do the next thing, the next in the entire procedure. We are reducing the flame and increasing it, and now is the time when we make a hole in the center of the mixture. So you're making a hole in the center of the mixture, and now the masalas will go on in the hole that we are making there. In the hole, we are now going to put in the butter there. Alright, the remaining butter you're putting in, and in the butter we are going to actually fry up the onion and all the other ingredients. So as the butter melts, so the onion goes in there in the butter which is melting, and next goes in the capsicums. Right, and there we're going to fry up these in the butter. Right, apart from that, the remaining masalas also go in. Right, so this is the haldi powder and the red chili powder, Kashmiri red chili powder for the color. Yes, then the coriander powder, and lastly the cumin powder will go in. Next goes in the garam masala and the ginger garlic paste. All of them are going to be fried in the butter that was heating up, and what's remaining, the coriander leaves there. All of them will all go in now into the butter. Well, it has gone into the butter, and now we're going to stir and try to fry it there itself in the hole where we have the entire butter and all of the masalas frying up. So we see that the butter is actually frying up all the ingredients that have been put in there, and now we realize why this particular dish is so costly. We need so much of butter and so many ingredients there, which makes it very rich and actually very costly. Towards the end, now I have added kasuri methi there. So all of it is being fried up very well. Next thing we'll do is that mix it up with the mixture there of the potato, the tomato, and of course the green peas. The entire thing, in fact, is going to be very nicely mixed with the masalas that have been just fried there. And next thing that goes in will be half a cup of water. In the same cup, half a cup of water. And this is again going to be covered and boiled for some time. Before covering up, we'll again mash for some time so that any remaining lumps are covered up. We have no remaining lumps, and we'll have a nice and very, very homogeneous mix. You can check in for the salt and check whether it's all right, or you can add in salt at this moment, and of course we'll wait for the first boil. And now we are letting it go covered for 2 more minutes. Alright, this is the consistency we require because we also have to have it with the pav. And now we shut down and we can plate it. Now these are the pavs we've got, and now I'm going to show you how we'll make the pavs there, ready to be eaten with the bhaji. The pavs have to be separated this way. Okay, so we cut it in a manner. So you're greasing the pan with some butter and then putting in the pavs there. We are not using the butter directly on the pav. because that way it will soak up a lot of butter. So we are putting it on the other hand on the pan and trying to heat them up. To make it tastier, we are going to put in some more butter on the top as well, on the other side of the pav. Once they're this golden brown, you need to remove them. And a dollop of butter on the top completes the picture. This is the way we dish it out, and I hope you like this recipe. Do give a like and a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching.